Paris, chérie, mon beau Paris. Hello there, and welcome to the Paris Set Me Free photo critique, or photo appreciation video, if you prefer, because you have to appreciate these photos. They're of Paris, after all. David came on a tour with me, a Montmartre tour, and he's from Edinburgh, and Edinburgh is the city of my birth. So, despite the accent, it's true. So let's have a look at some of his photos. He's an accomplished photographer. This is the first one he took. He sent me 3, and as you can see, it's good old Eiffel Tower. Now, this was taken from very close to Sacré-Cœur, and what you've got is a view of the Eiffel Tower towering over a lovely row of chimneys of varying numbers, anything from 2, 3, 6, 7 chimneys there. And what we've done is framed the Eiffel Tower very nicely with these trees here. The frame was there, but you had to find it, and you have to move to create the frame often enough. So that's what we did. We snuck around this heavily populated tourist area, waiting for the other tourists to get out of the way, and look what he's done. He's perfectly framed the Eiffel Tower, even with a kind of I'm trying to do this in reverse, even with a kind of little hat of branches over the top of the Eiffel Tower. And also the colours are very muted, because the chimneys are much closer. There's a whole city, or half a city, between the chimneys and the Eiffel Tower as we look at it. So the result is the chimneys are blacked out, and the Eiffel Tower is very pale, as tends to happen. Going into the distance, things get paler, and you can see that there's actually three planes here. There's the level of the houses, which are quite dark, almost blacked out, but you can see the windows. Then there's the Eiffel Tower level, which is pale grey, and then there's a row of hills or high ground behind, way behind the Eiffel Tower, which is a pale grey, moving on to white. So I think this is actually a colour photograph, although you'll see that he tends to turn photographs monochrome, or black and white. But I've got a feeling this is still in colour, because there's faint hints of blue there. But what's happened is, because the light is low, probably the sun has maybe just set, the colour tends to disappear from the landscape at this time of night. And what would in daylight be a colour photograph actually goes monochrome, lovely soft shades of grey, without you even having to put any filters or even turn it into a black and white picture. So not much more to say about that. Framing it nicely, it's a classic shot. You've got the branch here, almost covering the Eiffel Tower, shielding it if you want to get emotional about it, and the Eiffel Tower off to one side, which is always a good compositional choice. Right, let's look at the next one. I'm just checking it up on my computer there. A different sort of shot. It's some sort of moped, and what David's done is has really played with the angles here, and you know I'm a fan of angles, so this is great. He's tilted the camera so that the road, although it's probably not a hill, looks like it might be one, and you've got 2 very strong angles here, and they're beautifully contrasted. You've got this diagonal zooming towards you, which is great. It even visibly gets broader near the camera as opposed to narrower here. So although it's a thin line, it's you still get a strong sense of perspective and coming towards you. Similar thing, but to a slightly lesser extent, with the white lines. But that's not the point. What's nice is you've got these series of white lines which contrast with this diagonal here, and they come to an abrupt stop just where this diagonal is. So that's it's a nice feature. Very strong diagonal lines, and in order to give it a bit of humanity, a bit of movement, suddenly there's this moped zooming into the top of the picture, and David has sensibly concentrated on the lines, but has the very human and also contrasting round curves of the moped, because with these harsh straight lines you've got the round wheel and also the round part of the moped here. So it's a very graphic picture. He's made it even more so by turning it black and white, not too harshly. The only black really in this picture is the wheel of the moped and the legs of the person, and the rest is tones of grey. So he hasn't played around too much with the contrast, but it's already a very, very nice shot, and I like it a lot. Let's look at the last one now. Here we are. Let me click it up for myself. And this is really fantastic. I love it. Really love it. It's I think it's a place that I know quite well. One of my first ever and favourite shots of Paris was here. I think it's Place de la Concorde, which is one of the main Paris central places, with an enormous obelisk in the middle, stolen from Egypt. Oh no, it was a gift. And here you've got this marvellous range of lampposts, typically Parisian lampposts. David's turned it monochrome, a very soft sort of, not really sepia, almost, I don't know, hints of pinky, purpley, sepia, very, very subtle in any case, and I think it's a good choice here. You've got long shadows because the sun is low. You can see the shadows on the lamppost, and importantly on the human element, which he's waited for, the two cyclists with their shadows. Without those cyclists, you know, would have been a lesser shot, that's for sure. What I sometimes do here, and what people do, is include the Eiffel Tower, because it's, I think, if I've got it right, just over there. But he hasn't done that. He's seen the opportunity for a nice shot here with the light, with the long shadows, and he's ignored the good old Eiffel Tower for once. I was thinking maybe you could. I tried doing something, or it was hidden by a book or something, and I saw it cropped like this. Oh, let's turn that the other way, and that could be a nice option actually. A slightly more panoramic shot, which could be nice as well, with those two strong lampposts, strong, I mean strong compositional elements there, other lesser ones going off on a kind of curve into the distance behind them. So you could emphasize those lampposts, and also the fact that you've got all those lampposts in a row there with a kind of logical stopping point at the base and also near the bottom of the wheels of the bike could make it stronger, because this bit here, it's okay, but we're talking about at least a third of the photograph is a bit of road and pavement with nothing too much happening. Just my point of view there. I've got about a minute left on this 10-minute video. What else can I say? Well, here's these cyclists. Now it looks like they're going in this direction. I would have been inclined to wait a fraction later, or maybe you took a shot like this and didn't use it, so that their heads are not touching and getting confused with this bit here. Both their heads are touching this pavement. One of them looks like he's got a lamppost on his head, not the classic mistake of a lamppost coming out of your head, but not too elegant. And you've lost. If you could have isolated them so they were completely in this light grey featureless part, then with maybe a bit closer to the camera so that their shadows were stronger, that could have been another way of looking at it. Right, before I run out of time, that's all for today. Thanks very much, David. I enjoyed our trip, and see you again soon in Paris, I hope. Bye bye now.
Depuis que je suis à Paris, le jour et la nuit, je suis gris. J'ai compris la douceur de vivre. Je suis fou de joie, je suis ivre. Depuis que je suis à Paris.